just like family. All those guys from the South that we met, they're awesome. We don't get to hang out with guys of this caliber with this caliber of vehicles on a regular basis. It was something.
It is absolutely fantastic event. Great group of people. The film crew, the hospitality, the food. I mean, everything is just perfect.
I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I'd do it again. Not right now. Give me a day. Give me a day and let me check the rig. We're good. Let's go. Tomorrow.
This is my second 24-hour Hell and Back challenge, and I'm ready for the next one. You just tell me where and when, I'll be there. I'm probably gonna bring the Mega Razor though, or a Rock Bouncer. No more Underdog.
I'd go to Hell and Back again for sure. Might need about a month to sleep, but besides that, I'll be ready to do it again.
Next time I'm back for Hell and Back, he better have some poly bushings between his seats and his frame. If we're at this place, because we landed on the belly so many times that my head's ringing, my back hurts.
Thanks to Marv for having us out, Flex Rocks and Rollovers, and shout out to all the big sponsors.
I don't know if I'll do it next week, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, with some time off.
Yeah,
for sure.
I could do it again. I'd like to come back for sure.
We want to thank Marvin and this Rugged Mountain Ranch for having us here. All the different sponsors.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you so much. And
this event is awesome. I cannot wait to come back to it.
It's a good time. Looking forward to next year or whenever he does another one.
If we had a windshield, we'd have a big Fig Newton sign up there because I do love Fig Newtons. But it's highly inconvenient. And, you know, maybe Marvin will get Fig Newton on board next time. Hell and Back was great. HP tuners. That's pretty much a wrap.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Flex Rocks and Rollovers. Like the video, let us know which one was your favorite driver, what was your favorite obstacle. Please comment on that. We definitely want to know, and we see you next time.
The time has come to usher in a new brand of dirt bike race. Some of the most courageous motorcycle riders in the world have accepted the challenge of a racetrack without turns. It's the first ever Red Bull Straight Rhythm. From Pomona, California, they've set up a supercross track the likes of which we've never seen before. It's the Red Bull Straight Rhythm. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant joined by 7-time AMA National Champion Rick Johnson. And RJ, this is going to be something incredible. It's an unwound supercross track, and we'll show you the race format that we're going to do. We're not going to do laps today. Instead, it's basically side-by-side drag racing, motocross style. The format has two classes, 250 and open, generally 450 bikes in that division. We'll have a round of 16, then we'll work our way to quarterfinals, semifinals, a race-off for third place, and of course the finals with the fastest two riders throughout the afternoon in both classes. But the real key, it's a 2 out of 3 matchup in every single round. So if you make one mistake, you better bounce back and get back to work very quickly.
And that's
RJ,
where
you've seen a lot. What's going to happen, man?
And that's where stamina is going to play key. So you have to be fast every round, but if it does do 1-and-1, where each guy wins an event, it goes into a sudden death victory. So the winner of the third event transfers. So you want to make sure you're as fast as you can be every time out.
Now, we've never seen a race quite like this before. Some of the riders have ridden a track like this, but what's going to happen when we actually drop the gates and make it happen?
Oh, what's awesome about this is that you take all the elements of a supercross track, and you said it best. You unwind it. You make it straight. So we're not going around a circle. We're not doing anything. And a couple elements have changed. Right now, 50 seconds of fury. So there's no waiting. There's no pacing yourself, and there's no waiting for the next lap. It's one lap, get to the finish.
Absolutely. Let's get a rider's perspective. We'll send it to Kelly Stavist, who's with James Stewart.
And he was the fastest qualifier in the open round. And yesterday we saw you gain a lot of ground on your brother Malcolm through that whoop section. Where do you see the biggest opportunity to gain ground or potentially lose it against the rest of the field?
Probably this rhythm section up here. These guys are going like 3, 4, 4 or something. So got to figure that one out. And the whoops again. The track's a little drier today than it was yesterday, so the whoops are getting a little tougher. So the speed probably be a little slower today.
As you move through the field, how might your riding style change depending on who you're matched against, specifically Travis Pastrana on that two-stroke?
I just got to try to stay away from him. no, me and Travis are joking around. I told him just stay on the white side of the line. He'll be all right, so we'll find out.
All right, James Stewart will face Scott Champion in this first round of 16. For a look at our 250 class, here's Tina Dixon.
Thanks, Kelly. I am with the #1 qualifier in the 250 class. And Marvin, you've had a chance to race out on the track, some practice time. How confident are you with your lines at this point?
Well, I am confident, but you know, it's not easy. You know, one mistake and then the guy next to you can pass you right away. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm really excited. Looks like lots of people are here today, so it's a beautiful day. It's really hot, but yeah, can't wait to get out there. And try to win every run I'm in there, you know, and then try to make it to the main event.
It's going to be some great racing today. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks Kelly and Tina, and thanks of course for 16 Fast Guns at 250s and the open class for coming and racing with us. But we want you to be part of the program as well. So here's your call to action. Give us your hashtag Straight Rhythm on your Twitter and your Instagram and everything on social media, and follow along with our live webcast here. All right, RJ, we're going to put a little pressure on you before we put it on the riders. We've seen qualifying. Give us some favorites. Who do you expect to be up front?
Well, I want to start off with the two guys that no one's expecting to win. It's Travis Pastrana and Grant Langston. But both of these guys, we watched them yesterday, and they threw down great runs. With 50 seconds, not 20 minutes, it can be all the difference in the world. And Travis has that big 500 two-stroke, so he's going to be fast later on, but it's getting dry and slick, going to be a little bit sketchy. So the guys that were fast, James Stewart, Malcolm Stewart, I got to go with those guys in the main event for the 500, or the open class, I should say. And Marvin and Hill, they looked dynamite when it came to the lights.
And what was really cool is when you get these guys together, they really seem to push each other to another level. So once we get to some racing, it should be really fun to watch. Let's get a little more perspective from the riders here on this first ever event.
I decided to race in the Red Bull Straight Rhythm because it just looked like an absolute blast. I mean, I still ride dirt bikes all the time, and this year I've been really focusing on the fun events, and for this event to come out, I'm really excited.
I think the event's going to be awesome, and the reason why it's a straight rhythm, it's a half a mile, and it's down a drag strip.
No turns, just straight, wide open, hit everything as fast as you can, hairball it, just try and get to the end first.
I've always been a jumper kind of guy, so to be able to just have pretty much a straight rhythm section in a row definitely kind of suits my style.
A track with no turns definitely plays to my strengths. I've always been known for the guy that's been most aggressive, wheelies in the whoops, and if you don't have to come out of a turn and hit the whoops, you should be able to take more chances than everybody else. I don't know if I'm still willing to do that, but for one race, hell yeah.
I think the concept to the race is really cool and unique. It's something new.
Just the kind of breakdown in the bracket racing of being able to race against a few different people a few different times before moving on to the next level. So I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. That's the cool thing about it.
It's kind of going to be challenging, and you know, you also got to think, it's not that you got to worry about the guy next to you, it's also you got to think about what's in front of you half a mile.
It's just different. I mean, no turns. You just got to be really precise with your timing, and you're being really smooth and limit your mistakes, and you know, try not to case anything.
It's really hard to say how I'm going to stack up. I haven't raced these guys in forever. I feel like I'm as good as I was when I was racing, but times change, man. People progress, everyone gets faster, so you know, if I can just be competitive with these guys, I'll be pretty happy.
To me, I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun. Like, you know, it's something completely different that we've never done before, so I'm really excited for it.
There's a lot that can happen. So I think this event is going to put every rider kind of on a more equal playing field.
I feel like everybody is so excited about it, and they can't wait to see us racing.
Well, this is unbelievable. We did lay it out side by side with a drag racing course, but it's double the length to get to that 50-so-second lap time they're used to from Supercross. It's crazy.
Well, we got everything, and right in the middle, you can see at the midway point, we have a sand section where they separate, so you lose contact with the other guy, and that's where Travis with that 500 has been making ground. I don't know about my prediction here. A minute ago, I was talking about all these. I see all these different guys. It's open.
Let's show you the course here with our animated track map to give you an idea of even how they built this thing. We start out with a flat track race facility. They bring in a ton of dirt. Well, several thousand tons, as a matter of fact. They start out with a very tricky rhythm section. A lot of riders think that's the most difficult part of all.
Well, in Supercross, normally when you take off, you just got a long section. So you go first, second, third gear, or second and third gear into the first turn. Now, before they hit third gear, they're already going into a roller section. Then they have to go into a hard braking, into a wall, into a rhythm section where they're doing some 2-3, some 3-4, and then they're doing step-on, step-offs with that long, old-school roller section where we're seeing guys where I think it looks kind of cool, hanging off the back of the bike like we did back in the 80s.
And as they generate that kind of speed, they're up to fourth gear, what they normally don't hit as Supercross. They're hitting a 90-footer at the finish line, which is much bigger than a typical Supercross jump.
Well, but when you watch these guys doing it, they're just having fun with it. They throw it sideways. We've seen a little tribute to Jeremy McGrath's, a couple knack-knacks and things like that. So at that point, they're having fun.
It's really what it's all about, although we're going to get down to business and actually do some serious racing in a moment. We'll give you some of the facts behind this track. There are 80 jumps, so good luck figuring out all the fast lines with a little bit of practice they've had. And what's really interesting, that section, 5 back-to-back tabletops are just going on and off, on and off.
Exactly. 30 feet of whoops. The longest jump is 90 feet, 10,000 cubic yards of dirt. Unbelievable. 1,000 semi-truckloads. I mean, that's a lot of dirt.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's see what it's like to actually be on board and ride. We set Kerry Hart, one of the big names of this sport, out here with the helmet cam. He'll show you what it's like to actually ride it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kerry Hart. I'm here to give you the course preview at Red Bull Straight Rhythm. All right, here I am pulling into the starting gate. At this point, race is getting ready to take off. RPMs are up, waiting for the gate to drop. Pop out the start. Now keep in mind, this is coming from a very old, washed-up Supercross rider's perspective, so I'm gonna get you through this thing as fast as possible. This section right here is probably one of the most technical parts. Guys are doubling to that single. At any point through here, you're gonna see different rhythms, doubles, triples. A couple guys were quadding this section right here. This is gonna be where the race is kind of won and lost, in my opinion, because this is where the guys are having the most trouble with. Speed bumps up, double through. This part also, you have your step up, off, 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 and a third off. At this point, my heart was beating pretty hard, but you know, I was able to keep it on 2 wheels. This section actually works out really well. You kind of get to take a couple deep breaths. It's a tricky sand section. Into a little speed check. Now right here you have 10 different singles. Some guys are tripling through. I saw a couple guys quadding through, but these are all the exact same size. Coming into this technical double, I did not do the double because I was the guinea pig out there that day, but actually watching some of these guys are really struggling with that section. Here we go into the whoops. Once again, Supercross has changed quite a bit since 1998 when I raced it, but I got my way through it. They start to open up here. These are more like sand rollers off the back of the bike skimming, and here you come into the big finish line 100-foot jump. Once again, I did not feel like guinea pigging this sucker today, but you'll see all the big boys doing the proper job, and that's your rhythm.
Not bad for a guy who just rides a motorcycle for fun nowadays. That's not money for him anymore. He lets the riders do that. Fans really starting to roll in here to Pomona, and it's going to be a very hot day out here as well, so that might test the riders also. And you see them water in the track. We expect it's going to change a lot because of that sunshine.
Exactly right, Jason. And some of the guys went from intermediate tires yesterday because that's what you're going to want from the start. But as they're going down and building speed, the sun is drying out the track and it's becoming hard and slick. So a lot of the guys went to the Dunlop hard pack tire.
We're going to start our racing today with our 250 class. Let's show you the lineup of riders who qualified yesterday. Some big names, guys like Justin Bogle, won a Supercross title this year. Marvin Musquin, a 2-time world champion in motocross from Europe. Then some other riders on the comeback trail, some amateurs, a great mix of veterans and newcomers. We'll show you what it looked like yesterday when we ran our qualifying. Justin Bogle, 4th with that Supercross title under his belt. I think a favorite coming in. I'm sure he wants more than 4th place today.
Well, he's one of those riders that have been on his bike for a while, but some of the guys, this is their first actual riding competition.
Like
right
him?
now we're seeing Jesse Nelson, who's been there with the TLD team, but now they're not on Hondas anymore. They are on KTMs.
And KTM was on fire. They had the 2 Red Bull KTM factory riders, Justin Hill, new to the team, Marvin Muscan, who's been on it for a while, they were facing off together in practice, and they pushed each other to be first and second in qualifying.
Right there, and I love the way Hill just wheelied off that tabletop. He has so much confidence, doesn't even put his front wheel down, just keeping the rhythm and going forward.
So at least from what we saw yesterday, the KTM bikes are going to be the ones to beat their 1, 2, 3 in the qualifying times, Muscan, Hill, and Nelson. And that leads us to this bracket. Essentially, you have the fastest riders against the slowest early in the program. So Muscan, who was number 1, will go against the 16th fastest McNeil, the freestyle specialist, and they'll work their way forward into, again, quarterfinals, semis, and then the finals.
And to give everybody an idea, the gap that we've seen from Marvin and the 16th place rider was 7 seconds. So there is a pretty big gap, but those guys have also gotten a chance to move forward.
And they got to see what the faster riders did to try to pick up their times. Here are the matchups. Again, it'll be Muscan against McNeil, the Australian rider who's ridden freestyle, but did qualify for a couple of motocross nationals this summer as well, so he's no slouch. And then the next round, this should be a fun one. Hill, you really like the speed that he was showing. Darren Durham, a new member of a KTM squad as well, he's on the gas.
Yeah, as well. And these guys, they're learning as the day goes on. They're going faster and faster every run. So yesterday was their first day on the track, so I'm not going to put all of my faith in qualifying.
Jordan Smith, an amateur rider moving up to the pros against Cody Gilmore, who's a real veteran, has raced Supercross and Arena Cross in his time, so that should be interesting. Justin Bogle, let's see what he can do.
And also Ryan Surratt, son of a guy that I used to race with, and so did Jeremy McGrath. Willie